Hey guys, welcome back to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templar. Let's jump into it. Again, this is my favorite game of all time, so very much looking forward to continuing playing it. It's one of those things where it's very interesting. I know the story like pretty much back to back. Like I know the story inside and out, but it's still awesome. Yeah, well. Okay, so first things first, we need to go to the menu and change the volume settings, otherwise the game breaks. Because it's very, very good. I think that's like pretty good criteria. It's very, very good.
A priest stood by the pews, energetically polishing something.
Okay, I need to talk to him about this last. Oh, for sure. But it's just like also like well directed, well acted, well written.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
Okay. Oh, did we just drop? Did the stream just die? Are you guys still there? Fuck. I'm still here. Cool. Sick. Awesome. It's okay now. Sick.
I've got a red nose.
Oui, so you have.
Have you seen this man before?
No, I have never seen him before.
Have you ever heard of this guy?
No, monsieur. I'm afraid not. Is he a friend?
Not really. More of an acquaintance.
Does he know the word yes or we?
I have here a sewer key.
Ah, oui?
I
That was
don't
just
know
a
why
rub in
I'm
my face,
showing you this.
Neither do I.
I was in Ireland recently and I brought back this plaster.
My sister brought back a shillelagh.
What the fuck?
I thought about using the shake and shock on him, but I couldn't do that to a priest.
You know, if Lisa was here, we would know what a shillelagh was.
There's grease paint on this tissue.
Oui, you are correct.
No, that's pretty cool.
Have you ever seen anything like this lens?
No, never. The glass seems subtly colored in some way.
Yeah, I've never noticed that before. You must be proud to have such an incredible collection of stained glass.
Pride is a sin, monsieur, but it is hard not to marvel when the light shines through them. It is a fine example of the artisan's genius.
Do you know, pride being a sin doesn't make any sense to me. Because shouldn't you be fucking proud of somebody that did something? Like, especially if it's your kid. I'm proud my child did A and B. But the funny thing about the 7 Deadly Sins is they actually come from a fan fiction called The Divine Comedy. Pretty good trilogy. Highly recommend reading it. There's one of my... Actually, do you know what? I'm going to go fucking find my copy.
What do you know
Hold on,
about
guys.
the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
Yeah, agreed.
I guess you don't know much about the history of this church, then.
Just a little.
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah oui. Anything less than best would be an insult to the Almighty.
I guess so. I never thought of it like that.
Gosh, I love you, George. But anyway, it's time, baby girl.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks
That was an
very
animation.
old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know. It is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
Thanks, Max. Thank you very much, Max.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
I will.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so I need to do this.
It was the lens that I'd found on Klausner's body.
Thank you very much. Everybody hashtag MaxiBoo. Hashtag MaxiBoo up in here.
The lens fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove.
Thanks, Max.
Hey.
A Knight Templar burning at the stake, and a date.
Let me see. MCCCXIV. That's 1314.
George,
A Knight Templar burning at the stake, and a date.
George, question. Are you just going to leave the glass lens there?
A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much.
George, take the fucking lens out of the thing. There are bloody fucking Neo-Templars hunting for this thing. You're just going to leave the clue here. Bro, George, sometimes you're a pain in the ass. What's this?
I didn't have time to sit around.
Yeah, but what's that, George? There's a fucking shiny gold thing.
A row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought
Oh,
of
it's the
all
candelabra.
people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men.
That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies. Whoa!
What the fuck?
Hello again, Father. Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
What was the writing on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake. It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner.
Oh no.
That winged horse is quite distinctive.
Did you know that the center window conceals an image of a man burning at the stake?
The Burning Man?
What, you knew?
That there was a hidden image? No. But the church has a reputation for being haunted. Many times, people have claimed to have seen a burning man in the window. But when others they look, there is nothing. Perhaps the light has to be just so for the figure to appear.
Yeah, or maybe you need a special lens. Boy, what a shine you got on this.
Merci. It is all in the wrist action.
I bet. You know what's really
Catch you
cool?
later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
As we've found her great grand uncle of the Spanish lady.
Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it. But the coat of arms was
Maybe, Mac.
undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb.
Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something. Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21.
I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the De Vasconcellos arms were already on the manuscript. Nope, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own. The tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcellos. It had to be. I couldn't wait to tell the Countess. I'd have to find out what the chalice was for first, though. It was hard to believe it was the same chalice. Now the light gleamed off its perfect surface.
I can't remember what this is for. Very cheeky, Meg. Very cheeky. George, take the lens out of the fucking thing because there is an international secret organization looking for it. Whatever, bro. I actually not talk to him about the Bible.
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
George, you just saw some Bible references over here. There's a priest right here. There's no option to talk about the Bible references. I think, George, you might not have thought this far ahead.
Boy,
Hey, thanks for becoming a fan,
what
Haley.
a shine. You got it.
Merci.
Okay, let's fucking leave.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
That's a really silly, but alright. I guess we'll just go to bloody Andre Lobino, yeah? Bro, his inspiration for those books was getting high on mushrooms. Okay, you, drunk guy.
I think he suspected me of being the mysterious Sieur Jacques, and the last thing I needed at the moment was to be arrested for crimes against public sanitation.
Okay, we're going to go see Andre Lobino. I can't remember what triggers Andre to go to Nico's apartment. I think it's like a roll of a dice whether he'll be there.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes. What is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In accidenta cita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world, to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map.
Yeah, for sure.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that.
Oh, thanks, Max.
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institut Hermétique de Naval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was
Templar.
discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now. A bearded
I thought you
head.
never pronounced the T in
Base of
Islamic
the
words.
statue is carved with
Oh,
Templar
sorry, Arabic
symbols.
words.
One
that.
of the workmen
For me.
noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions.
What?
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
That must be an Americanism I'm unfamiliar with. You sure know your onions. I didn't look. I also know onions, alright? Well, I shall not go on about it. It's an ogre. We're gonna go to Spain soon. But like ogres are like onions. I have to go to Site de Performance first because George says I need to figure out what the chalice actually does before he gives it back to the Countess. Anyway, we need to go to Rougerie. Gosh, I cannot wait for the remake. I'm so excited.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Maybe not. Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collar's apartment?
Yes, I have. A strange man, tall and thin as a broomstick. He kept his face hidden, but I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with a hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
Who the fuck was she talking about? Is that Andre?
See you
Did
later.
Andre walk around in
That's
a
right,
raincoat?
monsieur. You will.
Khan's watching her place, maybe?
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, I love Nico's theme.
Fine, George.
I sold a story this morning. It won't make me Journalist of the Year, but I can't afford to pay the electric bill. What have you been up to?
Listen, remember the missing
It
Spanish
was
Templar?
Leo.
I found his tomb in the church at Montfaucon.
So he's dead, then?
I wish you wouldn't be so sarcastic.
I was only joking, Georges. The Countess will be delighted.
Yeah, maybe this will help lift the curse.
What now? Are you going to dig up his bones?
There's no need for that. Well, not yet. What I still don't
What?
understand is the significance of the chalice.
Yes, there must be something we're missing.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
George took 100 years to get off that couch. Maybe his tailbone's as sore as mine.
That's the lens I found on Klausner's body in the bull's head. That's the face of the statue I saw at the bull's head. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
I just realized George has been leaving evidence fucking everywhere.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
No wonder the Templars and Khan are always behind him. He keeps leaving the clues everywhere. Alright. Okay. I want to put this clue for Marib right here. I'm just going to leave it. Out of the Cairo. I love it. Sart de Baphomet. That's right, I need to tell this guy to fuck off, eh?
The gate was surrounded by some pretty fancy ironwork. I couldn't climb over.
What I hate about the director's cut of this game, which is on like tablets and stuff, and on Steam, unfortunately, is when you talk to somebody, it freezes George's sprite and the person you're speaking to sprite, and the dialogue is handled by these not moving comic book panels. So there's no animation at all when you're talking to somebody. It's horrible. Whoever thought that was a good idea needs a kick in the dick and balls.
The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too important. Not as important as a cigarette break, anyway. The painter had a pot of gunmetal gray primer hanging from the barrier. Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions.
Yeah, right, exactly.
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
He's so thick.
You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean, when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too?
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris, and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
So what do you know
What
about
the
the
fuck?
excavation?
Why was he
I
hired?
know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but là.
You couldn't be bothered to join.
Right. Tell you what, though. I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's unusual about the visitors to the excavation?
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Basically.
Who cares as long as they pay me?
I have a red nose.
Imagine.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to be an altar boy.
You?
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing. Have you seen this man before?
Yes, he asked me a lot of questions, just like you.
Well.
Has a guy calling himself Merlin been nosing around?
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
I've got a sewer key.
I used to work in the sewer.
Oh? What happened?
I had a cigarette break in a pocket of methane. A manhole cover landed on the other side of the Seine and I was sacked.
I have some plaster of Paris.
Amazing.
I was pretty sure the shaken shock had shot its bolt in Syria.
A greasy tissue. Don't get it too close to my cigarette, monsieur, or there'll be a conflagration.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I remember this puzzle being hard as heck. It's still a very logical puzzle, but I remember it being raw hard. Oh, shivers. Hang on, guys. Your boy forgot to do this thing called log in and watch his own fucking stream. open up my phone, the first thing I see is it was Neo. Nah, it's way more logical than that. Like it's like it kind of feels a bit like an old school adventure film. Remix. Yeah.
There was a closed door with toilet scratched into the cheap veneer.
That door is locked, monsieur.
Okay, hang on, guys. I need to do a little bit of math. Oh, bro, straight up. Sorry, guys, just putting this out. Cool. Awesome. All right. No. Let's jump in.
Hi? Excuse me?
Oui?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. It was going to take more than goodwill to get past him.
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy, I just didn't realize you were a guard. I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground.
I've got a red nose.
Oh.
I thought better of showing him the chalice. He might be on the conspiracy's payroll, and I didn't want to risk it.
Oui? You have...
A sudden urge to sing. Care to join me?
No, no singing in here.
Have you seen this man before?
Oh.
You have?
No.
Do you recognize this name?
Merlin. No.
This gadget is a sewer key.
So it is.
I got this plaster from Ireland.
Not an exciting souvenir.
I was gonna have to get rid of this thing. It was dead. Look, a tissue stained with grease paint.
Ah, just what I've always wanted. If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
Really?
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
Trying to get into a locked washroom. I had the strongest feeling of déjà vu.
We do.
I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Seriously, George? I hope that's fixed in the remake, man.
A filthy wash basin hung on the wall.
I'm guessing this toilet was hurriedly put together.
On the keyring was a big old key that looked like it might fit the excavation door. It was the bar of soap I'd stolen from the washroom of the excavation site. I made an impression of the big key in the cake of soap. I carefully sprinkled the plaster into the soap mold I'd made of the key. Well, it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key. Way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well.
What is it?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall. I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial. The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there. The doorway was full of assorted old tea chests, cardboard boxes, and so on, all empty and all uninteresting.
I need to change the thermostat, but I can't remember what makes George do it.
Gunmetal paint. Interesting.
And then this fails, if I remember correctly.
Hey, monsieur! Get away from my paint pot!
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Puh.
Well, we're gonna need some help.
Do you mind if I use the phone?
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
Cooler.
Hi, Nico. It's me. I'm at the excavation site.
Hi, George. What's happening?
I'm at the excavation, but they won't let me in.
Damn. We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
That's a pretty cool fucking attention to detail.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? You must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
He's a mohawk? Okay.
The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely, and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though.
Well, monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me, and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
What? Abuse? Ah well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial.
I can imagine what you need to achieve. Fucking George, you
Hi
bastard.
again.
What is it?
It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I turned the heating off. Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Never mind. Here's the key.
Talk to you later.
If I had looked at the thermostat first, I could do this all in one run. Bit annoying.
Quickly and without fuss, I swapped the fake key for the real thing.
No, we already looked at it. George just says it's got boxes in it.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Hi again.
What is it?
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, Josh.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
Thanks, Max.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah? Who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around.
Hey,
huh?
Barry, welcome to the stream.
I have a highly responsible job. Pah, don't pah me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you.
Yeah, I know, right?
All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss.
Why did you come upstairs, George? I know it's funny, but fucking hurry up. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, why was this not automated? George should have just went straight fucking there.
Some planks used to make the catwalk were leaning against the wall. I couldn't see anything useful to do with the planks. Oh, great. More dead people. Although the gendarmes weren't likely to pull in any suspects unless they had a time machine. This guy must have been here for centuries. No, thanks. I think I'm carrying enough junk. And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice. The image of a church.
I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
How does Andre Lobino come over to Nico's apartment? This is doing my head in. Oh, there's nothing to look at now.
I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Hurry back, George.
No, you can trigger it, but I can't remember how to trigger it. Because you can have him here before you go to Lochman. And George and him have a tut-a-tut. A tit-a-tat, even. Okay, so... Cafe Delicious. A tit-a-tat, my dear.
Hi there, remember me?
Ah, mais oui, Inspector. Have you found him?
Who?
The man in the sewer, of course.
I'm, sifting through the evidence.
Rather you than me, monsieur. That reminds me, someone's been impersonating you. Came sniffing around just after you'd gone. Bold as brass. He tried to
The actual Inspector Rousseau.
Inspector Rousseau, he claimed. I didn't tell him I'd been talking to you, not hours before.
Thank goodness. Impersonating a police officer is a serious offense. A man with so little respect for the law must be desperate.
Yes, my father used to say, desperation opens the door to the devil. He was always coming out with things like that. Stupid man. So, when you are not exploring sewers, what do you do?
I take a lot of showers.
Oh, very good, monsieur. A policeman with a sense of humor.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, I do. It's that villain I told you about.
Maybe not. Does the name Merlin or Gruber Electronics mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Goodbye, Inspector. I hope you catch the killer soon.
Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
I love this guy. Okay, I'm gonna see what's happening at the cafe. Then we're gonna leave. Oh, whoa! Nothing's happening at the cafe. All right, let's go. Oh, man, the soundtrack to this game is phenomenal.
I'd been planning to return the chalice anyway, but I hadn't expected the trail to bring me here. The Villa de Vasconcelos was as picturesque as ever. The weather was still clear, and Lopez was still watering the damn lawn. I was beginning to suspect that he was surgically attached to that hose. Hi there, Lopez. How's tricks?
How's tricks? George, your Americanisms are blowing my mind.
Senor Stobart, how pleasant to see you. You are well.
Fine, thanks. Is the Countess in?
She is waiting for you. I will show you up.
It's okay, I know the way.
Senor Stobart, I feel I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The tradesmen are saying that she is on Prozac.
All right, can we have a conversation, my bro? And then I'm gonna go see
Got a minute?
the Countess.
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
This whole demeanor's changed. I love it.
So the Countess feels that the curse is lifted.
I would not put it so strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the De Vasconcelos. It counts for a great deal with my lady.
Wow.
What's the story behind the chalice vanishing?
When the Inquisition raided, in the absence of Don Carlos, it was believed that they had taken it. Naturally, they denied the charge, as they denied taking the children. And naturally, nobody believed them.
But they were telling the truth. The chalice was hidden from them. You don't suppose they were telling the truth about the children as well, do you?
Madre de Dios! I had not thought of that. But then what happened to them?
I don't know. If the Inquisition didn't take them, then who did?
You must speak to my lady of these.
Count on it. Catch you later,
Would
Lopez.
you countess on
Adios,
it?
Señor Tobar.
Please, please. No autographs, thank you. I'm so happy that's one of our sub stickers. Is George on the phone? I love it.
Senor Stobart, what a pleasure. Please, sit down.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all mine. I've brought back your chalice.
Just unceremoniously chucks a fucking 600-year-old
Why?
chalice there.
You've had it cleaned.
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved the Templar mystery?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the knights secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys
Right,
to get it.
Max?
To be young and live in a world of moral absolutes.
I discovered something amazing with that chalice. In Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcelos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city.
And this is where I was almost killed by a clown. This is where two Italian mobsters who grew up in France somehow tried to kill me.
There's something else that I discovered carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references, Senor Stobart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians.
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest.
Right? Why did you forget to ask the priest, George?
There's still the mystery of the missing chess piece.
I do not think that it will ever be discovered unless the fate of the children is revealed.
The Inquisition were suspected of taking the chalice and the kids, right? We know now they were innocent of the first crime. What if
They did not take the children either. Then what happened to them?
the Inquisition admitted to killing Don Carlos's manservant? Now, this guy had been told to protect the kids at all costs, right?
That is correct.
I think he hid them and the chalice when he got wind that the Inquisition was coming.
Because he
With
was
him
dead, he couldn't save
and
the
Don
kids.
Carlos driven mad with grief. There was nobody left who knew the secret.
Yeah, hey.
You
Hey,
know what
TJ.
this means, don't you?
I fear so. The children are still here somewhere. If this is so, then it is small wonder that the De Vasconcelos are cursed.
Yeah, he was doing his job and he
Look
got
around, Dee.
killed.
That's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
That's really sad, man. How long have you been in the platform, TJ. George, can you please walk your ass over here so that I can go over to the thank you? Oh, thanks, TJ. I love the ambiance of this place.
It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the mausoleum.
And now he closes it. George, I don't want to be rude, but also fuck you. George, my bro. That's good, TJ. Nothing's worse than a negative minute. That means in like 600 years, no one closed that window. And no one set their candle on fire.
The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this. A complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle. The tissue was pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning.
I would have taken the candle down and smashed it. It's a little less ceremonious, I must say. But I respect it. I need to take some magnesium before I go to bed tonight. My head is thumping. I really stood there and waited. He said it only took a couple of minutes, alright? Next, you're like, I got fucking things to do. I've got an assassin hunting me. I'm trying to stop the Templar from doing whatever broken sword is. I got shit to do, man. I gotta go back to my hot French girlfriend. I'm not gonna lie, I would have set the candle on fire too.
Hello again. Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Also, I smashed the shit out of that cat. You did
Very
what's
well.
yours?
Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
don't get your hopes up too high. This might just be leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay, John 4:11.
John 4:11. Here. The well is deep. The next. Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Hey, Jerry, John, yeah, welcome to the stream.
Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorn.
What? Did they talk about unicorns in the Bible? That's hard out.
This is confusing. Lions, unicorns, what does it mean?
I can't guess.
Salient points seem to be a hiding place and a deep well. In no sense is the mausoleum a well, Senor Stobart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
Wow, Robot Lady chose not to say that. That's very interesting.
What do you make of this?
It looks like some sort of key. Where did you get it from?
It was buried inside the great candle in the mausoleum.
Inside it? What have you done to it?
I, lit it.
But it is irreplaceable.
Listen, the candle was to be lit in case of Moorish attack, right? Well, it burnt down in no time and revealed this key thing. Maybe that was the real purpose of lighting the candle.
What are you suggesting?
That lighting the candle was the equivalent of break glass in case of emergency.
Hey, Chucky, welcome to the stream.
Sentiment must not stand in the way of solving this mystery. You did the right thing.
Okay, we need to talk to Lopez. And we're about to do
I'll just
the
have another
least
look around.
scientific thing we've
Very
done so
well.
far in this game. Oh, man. Lopez, some person, not me, smashed the shit out of a candle in the mausoleum. Are you sure it was not you, senor?
Hi, Lopez.
No.
Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
You must know just about everything that there is to know about this place.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well anywhere around here?
A well? Si, senor. This used to be a fortified villa. How can you last a siege without water?
Great. So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
You must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. Now, how do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
None? Hey, Firewind, welcome to the stream.
Any ideas yet?
We are looking for a source of water, see?
Yes.
For generations, the Spanish country folk have had a secret way of locating water, even if it is meters beneath the ground.
Ah, you're not talking about water dousing, are you?
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick. A Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See? Here. That is hazel.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobar.
I love how George is like, do you mean water dousing?
So that
Because
is
it's
what
not
a
very
hazel tree looks
scientific,
like.
right?
I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing.
It is so buzzy, I remember all this shit. Like, my brain's just on autopilot in this game.
It looked a lot like a hazel tree. I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha!
Okay, I'm not questioning it. For sure. Alright, Lopez, let's do this. Si, senor. I am Lopez.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor. Hold the wand at the upper ends of the Y. Apply a little tension with your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand tip is clear, and walk slowly and steadily over the area.
Sounds easy enough. We'll find this well in no time.
He's doing this for so long. Into the hose? Yo, I've never played lawn darts. I'll tell you what lawn game I really like. Patong? Patong is sick.
Senor Stobart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobart, the lawn was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way. The splash
Hey,
at
Lit
the end
2000,
confirmed
welcome.
what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It has been here all
Well,
the time.
would you look at that? They
All
found
those
it.
years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you going to trust Lopez? He looks 100. Yeah, for sure.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps. I have a really, really bad feeling about this. A great stone lion's head with a gaping maw full of fangs. As far as I knew, nobody had cast eyes upon it for centuries as it stood, waiting in the cool shadows. The words of the psalm kept running through my head, "Save me from the lion's mouth." From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece.
Okay, so we're going to save because we can die here. And we're going to do the bad ending first. That's just how we play it, guys, alright? Bad ending first is the way to go.
I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
Oh shit, that's brutal as.
Signor Stobart! Are you all right? Signor Stobart!
Walk it off. Okay, alright, so.
I could hear the sound of a lot, and I knew.
Oh, very funny, you psychos.
Signor Stobart! Signor Stobart! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine.
Que susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars.
I thought it was just so old it broke. But it was actually a trap.
In the deep shadows, it was hard to make anything out. I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring.
You fucking serious? I guess.
It was a long way down. The brilliant midday sun shone almost directly down the shaft, and I still couldn't see the water. I'd already risked my neck with one death-defying leap in Syria. I wasn't about to push my limit again.
I presume so. I thought I used the mirror. But now I'm thinking about it. When the hell does George have a mirror? Oh, fuck that. Say that right fucking now. There's no way I'm climbing down a well. But Nico, I couldn't find the answer.
Hi, Lopez. There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
It's really dark down there. Do you have a flashlight or something?
No. I broke my torch only last month.
Damn. It's so bright up here, but the light's just not getting into the corners.
See, the light, it goes in straight lines.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios.
No,
Senor
yes, George does get a mirror. It's from where you turn the tap on. I had a brain flash just then. My brain was just like, I know where the mirror is. It's amazing. I know the story back to back. I know the game very well. But I can always come back to Broken Sword. Like, re-experiencing this is just wonderful. It's a very, very good story. It's still intriguing. Hey, Jeremiah, welcome to the stream.
Hi, Lopez. There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Certainly, senor.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios.
Bro, for real, George, you got some cojones, bro. For real. Somebody asked me to slide down this shit, I'll tell them where to stick it.
There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket.
It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it seemed.
Hey, George, question. Why don't you just go to the shop and buy a flashlight? Like, what? But there's no way in heck.
Open sesame!
I'm slowly putting my head under a door like that. I'll just jump under it. Hey, Luna. Welcome to the stream. That's the kids. And that's the chess piece.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do. You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess.
Not about graphics, bro. But for me, it looks like I'm playing an animated film.
You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
It's like I'm playing an animated adventure film. It's like amazing. Also, I don't find the Elder Scrolls or the Fallout games very interesting. So,
George, welcome back.
Come in, Josh. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, Josh.
Yeah, I know.
has it go at Andre, and Nico's like, bro, Andre's helped us heaps. Oh shit, he has, hasn't he?
The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should
Better
tell
help you
Andre
out,
what
Andre.
else you found, Josh.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
Georges found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we've got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that Georges found at the excavation. I
Sure,
don't
Max.
recall anyone trying to kill you there either, Georges.
And finally we have the tapestry in
Just changes
Spain.
the subject.
Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that
Wait.
saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
The Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much,
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
except when they go to a football
Cool
match.
match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in the wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
André, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George.
Oh, no shit.
And it gets better. Tradition
George
has
really
it
is a
that
lawyer.
the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Templars.
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
Hey, Andre, are you coming? No. I'm Andre. I'll see you on Broken Sword 3.
I can't go.
Or N2.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but...
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was?
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
Alright, Bannockburn time, baby. But I'm going to save real quick.
Oh, it must be dawn.
Oh, I guess so. And we must be nearly there. Somewhere.
We are in the
Out
end
there in
game.
the dark is Scotland. We've come a long way together to get here.
Yeah. Let's hope it was worth it.
I've still got the clown's nose.
So I see.
I
You
do,
should
but I
throw it
prefer
away,
crumble,
George.
if I'm being honest. I do think pie's good, though. Yeah, the nose is how it all started, eh?
There's something
I mean, I don't
to
eat it
say to you,
anymore.
Nico.
Is this the right time and place, George?
There might not be another time. I don't want to waste this chance.
You don't need to say anything. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. But here, with you. Now.
You're exhausted. Why don't you get some sleep?
Sleep? At a time like this?
Oh man, I
Excited,
love
huh?
Nico and George.
Would you like something to help you sleep, dearie? I've got some tablets in my bag.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Thanks all the same, ma'am. The old lady reminded me of my grandmother, except, of course, that this old lady was still alive. She was as beautiful as ever, but the shadows beneath her eyes marked the strain of the last few days. Pardon me?
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, it... You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Well, they apparently we're supposed to be Scottish.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by
By
Molly
Molly
Pegram.
Pigman.
I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is
Professor Nigel Pegram.
Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
Do you know Sterling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah, we...
It's one of the places we thought we'd stay on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place, but we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No.
I suppose espresso bars and boogie-woogie are more your cup of tea.
That's right. There's nothing George enjoys more than a good boogie.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Sterling?
Yes, there is.
Boogie
And
woogie.
I know why
I'm
you're
Scottish.
going
You do?
there. Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
What a very, very insightful conversation. Alright, I'm gonna go
Where
put the
are you
game back
going,
into
Josh?
4x3.
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going
Yeah,
to take
right.
a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Off to Sterling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely
Plenty of
view
pubs.
from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
Yeah. So, does anybody else remember his face? Where have we seen that man before? I'll give you guys two.
Can't you
Chat,
see
chat. You
George?
get three. You get three
I need to go to the job.
guesses.
While you're there, check out the buffet card, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay.
He's the doctor that shot Marquet. Oh, he didn't even wear a disguise. He just wore a lab coat. It's the exact same face. He shot Marquet. Oh, this guy.
All I could see of the man's face was a massive purple bruise around his eye. It was a strange contrast with his flaming red hair, which stuck out in stiff, greasy tufts. I didn't want to wake him. To be frank, without a cold water hose, I didn't think I could wake him. The man's face was blotched and unshaven. I guess he'd been traveling all night. Red-rimmed eyes stared fish-like above his broken nose. Hi, having a party?
No, is this breakfast? Man,
Breakfast?
join us, man. Wake, Basha, wake up, man. What's company?
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse my mate, he's taking a nap.
sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
And I never noticed.
Would you like a red nose?
No thanks, pal. I got one of my own.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Right, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs too, by the looks of you. See you later.
Hairs on your chest, like. I keep saving because I don't know, like, if I cock this up, it's like pretty bad.
The door was locked. Oh, no. That gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well, he didn't scare me.
Hey, Buster. This is a no-smoking car.
Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of. Eklund, Marquet's murderer. Guido was still looking pretty menacing.
You know, George, if you just went up and bopped him in the back of the head, he would be fucked. I'll tell you that right now. If you haymaker him in the back of the head, he would be pretty not alive anymore. I decided to solve one of the biggest mysteries.
The door was locked. I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the sort of befuddlement took second place to finding the girl I loved.
Ah, Nico and George, you better be together at the end of 6, bro.
The man's face was blotched and unshaven. I guess he'd been traveling all night. Red-rimmed eyes stared fish.
Hey, buddy.
Listen, I need your help. What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't try nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans like, so action at Breitling Sea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict in anywhere called Breitling Sea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, pal, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared.
You lost the light.
The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, man. An old lady, too.
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like.
I don't think so.
They never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know.
No, she's been abducted. I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You want to avoid him, like?
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
See you later.
To be honest, I actually would trust these drunkos probably the most.
Don't do it, pal. Don't jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Hold on there, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
I'll give you a hand, like. Oh, fucking hell, Gwen. I think I like Super Mario. Okay, now if I remember correctly, if I go left, George dies. I just remember this is like really hard, this play. Yeah, save. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, George. Yeah, if you go left, George. Oh shit. Okay, sweet, cool. We gotta go right. Bro, George has got balls of steel, man. Yeah, I bet. Come on, George, fucking do it.
To stop a train, and now was my chance. You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield.
It is indeed.
A double-edged sword. A power older than Dimolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together. And Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields,
which are focused at St. Ninian's.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
Maybe not.
Yeah, that was what was really cool. Would you believe this red nose is the reason we're sitting in this train tonight? And when he was pretending to be the old Scottish lady, he said, I would. It's fucking so good, man.
How did you escape from the Bull's Head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the Bull to the village, Stobart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness. Also, I have a sister who keeps a garage just around the corner. May Allah guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One last thing.
What? What is it? He's dead.
Do you know what, George? If you had applied pressure to the wound and like wrapped your jacket around the wound, probably would still be alive.
The guy was a professional killer. The last thing he deserved was sympathy. I had to admit it, though. I was sorry he'd ended up this way. Underneath that heap of tumbled crates was Eklund. I wasn't about to help him out.
Yeah, but like, can you 6 feet him, George? He's a killer. And he wants to kill you. Oh, bro, the fact you don't 6 feet Eklund is crazy to me.
Nico looked good, even in ropes. Nico looked good, even in ropes. Nico looked good, even in ropes.
Yeah, right.
The head of the axe glinted invitingly. I could hack Eklund into tiny pieces and feed him to the wolves.
So, George, just kill him. It doesn't mean you do some fucking weird shit. You just axe him in the back of the head.
Don't even think about it, George.
What? Who?
Look me straight in the eye and tell me you weren't thinking of using that axe on Eklund.
Don't be foolish, woman. I was going to use it on you.
Don't even think about it, George.
What? Who?
Look me straight in the eye and tell me you weren't thinking of using that axe on Eklund.
Don't be foolish, woman.
Yeah, same.
I was
I
going
was
to
like,
use it on
he's
you.
gonna kill us. I'm sorry, Nico, but we're fucked if he's still alive.
Nico looked good, even in robes.
George, can you be a doll and can you fucking grab this fucking thing? Okay, hang on. Do you know what? Can we pick up Khan's thing?
The rear exit was barred and padlocked. The rear exit was barred and padlocked. I still thought it a good idea to take the axe to Eklund while he was down.
I agree.
Don't even think.
Oh my gosh,
What?
Nico, how do I save
Look
you?
me.
Don't be fool. I was going to use it.
Nico, how do I get you out of this situation? Do you know what? I'm just gonna leave. We're sailing up in this motherfucker.
Where do you think you're going?
Don't worry. I hadn't forgotten about you.
Answer me this instant, George Stobart.
I will. When I'm ready.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was going to die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do. And kissing you was at the top of my list.
George,
Uh-huh.
George, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for?
Yeah, Nico, you go ahead of me. I'll give you like a 2-minute head start. What are you going to do, George? I'm going to check Khan to see if he's got any shit on him that I might need for later on. Oh, okay. I definitely believe you.
The guy was a professional killer. The last thing he deserved was sympathy. I had to admit it, though.
Hey, Nico, we need to kill the fuck out of this Eklund guy. But George, no, don't about
What
George
are you
me.
doing?
I'm out of here.
Not that door. Do you want to end up like Flap?
Not especially. What remains of him is well on his way back to London. I hope he was traveling on a return ticket.
Okay, Flap is very interesting to me. Legitimately, they should have killed the fuck out of Eklund. George, what were you doing in the back of that train? I was just asking someone a question.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show them now. What's C4?
Plastic,
What's C4?
George.
We're going to shop our way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosive.
George
The
doesn't know
detonators
jack
bomb
shit,
them
eh?
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently, during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George. You work it out.
Oh, stray spark?
You got it. The tower was the only thing to survive the blast.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
Hmm.
A large arch led into the tower. It was just about recognizable as the church I'd seen reflected in the chalice. Templars,
On DeviantArt, a fan
Roundheads,
made
and
it.
Cavaliers. This place has seen a lot of history.
I love it. Cool, we're almost done, guys. So let's see this through to the end, eh? Oh, I remember this. We are almost there. Yeah, sure thing.
Sometimes the most childish gestures can have a cathartic effect. The transformation of the demon to a clown did just that for me.
I do it every single time I play this game. It's
The
fucking
handle
funny.
turned easily and the larger wheel began to revolve. Damn! Then the handle came off in my hand. It was a heap of stones and stuff which had tumbled down from the rafters. I scrabbled around in the rubble and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem.
There's two, but we're going to just see it through to the end. I'm not going to initiate them. Sorry, guys. It's just I need to go to bed.
Now that the handle was gone, it was easy to remove the cog and spindle.
I totally forgot about this.
With the clay pipe in his mouth, he looked happy, homely, like somebody's granddaddy.
What do you think you're doing, Josh?
I wondered if there was a secret mechanism in the demon's mouth.
Maybe you should show a little more respect.
For a mythical medieval demon? Give me a break.
Okay, go right ahead. Meddle with forces you don't understand. Incur the demon's wrath and burn in hell. Just see if I care.
George is like, oh, shit, alright.
The cog slipped neatly into the eye socket.
It's never not funny.
The wheel had a serrated edge which meshed with the turning cog. Marks on the spindle behind the wheel suggested it once had a rope attached to it. The wheel turned reluctantly with a creak of complaint. There was no obvious way of removing the wheel from its housing. The cog turned freely, but nothing happened. The pipe could have been anything from 50 to several hundred years old.
George leaves it all at Nico's apartment, I believe. Hey, Mona, welcome to the stream. Mona Lisa, I love it.
There were lots of graves, some as recent as late Victorian. It looked like the locals had carried on using this place as a cemetery long after the destruction of the church.
No, okay.
I figured Scott without me trying my hand at grave robbing. I figured Scotland had had enough trouble with Burke and Hare
Yeah,
without me
Burke and
trying my
Hare,
hand at
yeah.
grave robbing.
That's a pretty fucking dark part of history. There's a big Finnish story about them. It's really uncomfortable.
Above the carved cross was an indecipherable inscription. For all I knew, it could have been scribed in Gaelic. I tried pushing the panel, but wasn't surprised when it failed to move.
Becoming a fan. Very long string of numbers.
Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age.
Hey, Vishal, welcome to the stream.
It was an old coin. Maybe not.
We on our edge. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. Third time's a charm, right?
It was caked with soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle. With a rasp of metal on stone, I eased the second eye into place. It was an old coin. With the clay pipe in his mouth, he looked happy, homely, like somebody's granddaddy.
What do you think you're doing, Josh?
I wondered if there was a secret mechanism in the...
Maybe...
for a mythic...
Okay. Incur the... Just see if...
That's too good. I'm going to take a screenshot of it on my phone. I love it. Oh shit, I better save. I don't think I can after this point.
I pushed the handle into the demon's mouth. The cogs all meshed. I began to turn.
Okay, that's fair enough. It's literally the end of the game, so we should be finished by then.
Nico?
Uh-huh.
As soon as I saw the flickering torches, I realized the bogus Templars had beaten us to the sword. But where were they now? And why was it so quiet? It was definitely gunpowder, but it had solidified over the centuries it had lain here undisturbed. The powder spilling from the barrels reminded me of pirate stories I'd loved when I was a kid. It was gunpowder.
No, George!
What?
Leave the torch right where it is, in case you ever notice
Yeah,
that it
right.
is full of gunpowder.
So what? Don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust.
No? You think I'm a jerk, don't you?
Don't be silly, George, and keep your voice down. I thought I heard something, like chanting.
Right, let's go finish this game.
Listen, I can definitely hear chanting.
You're right. I hear it too. What do you suppose they're doing?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
So, what are we waiting for? Shh.
Josh is like, okay.
Will you look at that? Baphomet. Labino was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Let's talk as loudly as
Finally,
possible.
the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But, like a rainbow, they regarded it as a symbol of a covenant with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Hey, it's Rosso.
Rosso! Why, the double-dealing treacherous.
Oh my god, we should have killed Eklund.
Contrary. Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be quiet and watch if you wish to live much longer.
We so should have killed Eklund.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here to witness the reforging of the sword that was broken. Here before God's sentinel, Baphomet.
It's just some ancient relic they found and we're like, yeah, this is definitely God gave this to us. You don't think this might have been part of an ancient... God gave it to us.
And Knight of Baphomet, we salute and pledge our obedience to you.
I salute you, gatekeeper of the temple.
Hmm.
7 centuries ago, our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies. As the tired millennium dies, and this world looks for new leaders, we shall not fail. We shall lead the people to a new order, wherein all borders will dissolve. All will be united under the red cross of the Templars.
Depends on who wants to unify, right? And in how and which way do they unify? Man, I really hope that doesn't turn him into a dragon. He's one of the leaders of the Neo-Templar. He's the guy that everybody was working for. The Grand Master wants us to make sure that Marquet is dead.
George, we have watched your efforts to stop us with respect. But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies. Both of us want a better world. Fortunately, no harm
has been done. We need determined, resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood.
Yeah. True. Wait. Brothers? What about Marquet? What about Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures. 3 men dead, and you don't give a damn.
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Join you. I'll see you in hell first.
Oh, George, I had great hopes for you. C'est la guerre. Eglund, kill him.
Oh, George, what was that punch? He gets the lightning powers and kills everyone in the room. Alright, Nico, let's go. George, what about the lightning powers?
I swear, I just wanted things to be right.
Take them. Kill them. They will not escape.
Let's go. Hey, he accurately shot Rosso earlier. How come he's going missing you?
Well, well. If it isn't the great detective...
They shot Rosso and then they escaped.
Assistant, it's going to be a pleasure killing the pair of you.
George, what are we going to do?
The Grand Master.
Come on, Nico. We're leaving.
You fools! You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them.
But Master, the powder!
That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. It's over 300 years old. How explosive do you think it can be?
I thought it was all over, but Nico had one last trick up her sleeve. Or in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe, but this stuff is brand new.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, the Grand Master shot Rosso. Perfect.
You know, you'll never be able to write your story now.
I don't care. I've got what I want.
Huh?
Just tell me one thing, George. Is our life together always going to be this crazy?
Yes. Yes, it is. There we go, guys. Whoa, okay, just as I'm about to end the broadcast. Thank you, Zebra. Zebra Girl. Cool, yeah, that's my favorite game of all time. We did it. We finished it. It was good. It's a very, very good game. I know it's kind of been completely spoiled by me streaming it, but I still highly recommend you play through it. Yo, they go through so much shit together, eh? I almost died. Of course you did, George. Sweet. Okay. Well, not this week coming, because unfortunately we've got Action Beta Z and another Final Fantasy 7 stream. So the week after is going to be Broken Sword 2. The shiniest best love story, Mr. Shiny. Yeah. So we've got yeah. So not this week coming, but the next week we're going to start Broken Sword 2. Now, Broken Sword 2, I'm not that familiar with it, because we only played 2 and 3 growing up, so I'm interested to go through 2 again, because I barely remember what happens in it. I remember George gets attacked, and that's about it. Oh, yo, best of luck, brother. Best of luck. Sweet. Alright. Cool. Well, oh, wait. Yeah, such a good game. Incredible game. Wait, was that the end of the credits? Those who endeavoured to wield the sword were buried along with the Templar secret. But fate had marked George and Nico. Soon, in an enchanted jungle on the other side of the world, they'll be called to face an even greater threat. You don't remember 3? Yeah, I'm happy you don't remember 3. To be continued, because then it will be new to you. A lot of cool stuff happens in 3. I love 3. And that's it. I absolutely love this game. Again, my favorite game of all time. Everybody, have an awesome night or day depending on your time zone.